2/3 of our ancestors were women. There were less number of men when compared to women. Initially, there was lot of competition for men among women. Now, the competition is for status and power. The men have a lot of friends during childhood. It is comparatively lesser in college, and even lesser while working. As men grow older, their social circle becomes smaller. This results in loneliness. Mortality rate of men is higher when compared to women. There is an updated list of oldest people in this world. All of them are above 100 years. The list consists of 49 women and 1 man. Whatever your age is, call out your gang. Suppose you are in your 40s and 50s. When was the last time you talked to your gang of friends? Call your gang and talk to them. Try to find that one good friend. You don't need to have 10 people around you. Even 2 people to share everything is fine. Choose those friends. This book is completely different from the other books reviewed on the book show. Before going into the main content, a small disclaimer from my side. This book talks a lot about loneliness. We might get the thought that we are lonely, because of an inherent fear within us. You might feel lonely because of the fact that I am talking about loneliness. Or if you genuinely feel lonely, please reach out for help. The reason for the disclaimer while talking about loneliness among men is because the title of the book is like that. The title is Lonely at the Top. If we look back at our tree of ancestors, 2/3 of our ancestors are women. There were less number of men when compared to women. But how is that possible? There will always be a male and female parent. But when one man can possibly make a lot of women pregnant? Back then not every man was reproducing. There was competition. Which man can impregnate a woman? So, there were no losers among women back then. Majority of the women were getting pregnant. But not every man got an opportunity to impregnate a woman. There was heavy competition among the male species to prove themselves to be a qualitative man worthy enough to be with a woman. This competition is very prevalent even now among various male species. A competition for reproduction. After copulation, the male and female species. After the sexual intimacy, male species tend to die sooner. As their purpose is reproduction, the male species lose their importance after that. This happens generally across animal kingdoms. The relationship between animal kingdoms and the men of today is this. The competition is there even now among men. Initially, it was for a woman. Now, the competition is for status and power. Because of biological and physiological reasons. Right from childhood, a male child requires more attention. As more attention is shown towards them because they are naughty. Though the child does not search for the parents or the loved ones always help the child. After a point, it becomes taken for granted because the child is used to attention without effort. Extra attention is given to the male child when compared to the female child. Nowadays raising children of all genders is challenging. But back then raising female children wasn't that tough. Raising a male child was not that easy. Though the male grows up to be able enough to go for a job, extra attention is given to him. Hence he is not able to socialize. The caretakers look after them. At a small age, friendship is based on likes and small gestures. So, friendships happen effortlessly. But while going to college or going for a job, effort has to be put to start a relationship and to maintain it. As the possibilities are lesser for one gender, the men have lot of friends during childhood. It is comparatively lesser in college, and even lesser while working. As men grow older, their social circle becomes smaller. This results in loneliness. And one form of loneliness is depression. When it comes to mortality rates, As far as the top 12 ways people die, the mortality rate of men is higher. So, more number of men die because of suicide. And more men die because of accidental deaths too. The cancer survival rate is lesser when it comes to men. There is an updated list of oldest people alive on Wikipedia. All of them are above 100. The list consists of 49 women and 1 man. One particular gender is becoming more weak and lonely as they grow old. They don't address that loneliness. Across the globe, men have the upper hand when compared to women. But suicide rates are higher among men. Men have power and all the resources, career and a space in the society. Despite all this, the suicide rates among men is higher. The relationships that they got easily during childhood. As they grow older, the importance they give to society and career is not given to relationship. As socialization becomes lesser, that person becomes lonely. The disease is due to loneliness. Loneliness affects even the heart rate. All of this troubles a man. There are men who drink a limited quantity and feel that is enough. And there are men who drink a lot and get high. Perhaps the sensor that makes them know their limit has stopped working, which makes them consume more. So, the damage will be more. The loneliness phase actually starts from the 20s and 30s. A small thing which starts off in the 20s and 30s. A male is alone but oblivious about it. A man starts missing something in his 30s. But he doesn't know what he is missing. The moment he realizes that he is lonely and has no one. If the thought comes at an early stage, they can do something about it. There is something known as personality plasticity. Who am I? I am an RJ. Suddenly, if I stop preaching and start doing something else, I become that person. With regards to gender, women have more plasticity. She belongs to a particular house, but she transitions into a woman of another place once she goes to the home of her in-laws. If she loses her job due to pregnancy, she takes the identity of a mother. If she gets a job, she assumes dual identity. A mother and a working woman. There is plasticity in her identity based on her roles. But with regards to men, the identity is mostly work-related. They can also be a father or a brother, etc. But without active participation. They will just be playing one role. A problem with regard to that role is very difficult to handle, because full effort has been put into that role. Males also tend to travel with one personality and find it difficult to handle problems with regard to that personality. But these are not flaws or strengths. A gender goes through all of this, and hence the probability of loneliness is more. They are more vulnerable for this. So, they have to take action. The reason it starts at a small age is because if you consider a male and a female child, a female child tends to notice the expressions in the faces of the people, while a male child is sensitive to shapes and patterns. Girls want to be involved in the activities of their mothers. In fact, up to a certain age both the genders tend to do that. But during adolescence the male tends to distance himself from the parents. They keep a lot of secrets. But when you keep a lot of secrets, you are keeping people at bay. Even the ones who are close. Guys often give nicknames to their friends, which gives them closeness. But women friendships are much deeper because women know that a relationship comes with a lot of responsibilities. It requires a lot of effort. Even two people who give a feeling of closeness are enough. But friendships among men appear close on the outside, but they are not as close as women friendships. But the friendship gang is very important for men. If you are a man, irrespective of your age, where is your gang? Call out to them. When was the last time you talked to your school and college gang? Call them and talk to them. Hang out together as often as possible, and talking to at least one friend every week will be beneficial for your health. People get diseases because of loneliness. Men are being lonely even without realizing it. So, if you are feeling lonely, don't hesitate to call a friend. You should have someone to look out for you. There are a lot of men around us. The women in my family always talked to other women while my dad prioritized the family. But the truth is we could look after ourselves. He could have mingled with others and taken better care of himself. A lot of men tend to think that looking after the family is their primary duty, while women are often highlighted more for functions and other issues. Socializing is left to the women in the family. Men generally tend to avoid socializing. That is not very healthy. Try to have at least one good friend. You don't need to have 10 people around you. Even 2 people to share everything is fine. Choose those friends. The first suicide note was found in Egypt in 2000 BC. The note said that the person was suffering as there was no one for him. Though we have materialistic things and money with us, having no one to share things with is the worst thing for a human being. A trustworthy relationship is the benefit for years of effort. I hope we all do that. Because now not only men are lonely at the top, women are also competing to get to the top, so we should all take steps to get rid of loneliness. So, phone a friend. Share this video with your friend. Share this video with men in your life. Comment the name of your gang.